A cheerleader's dream. Kelly has been cheering since she was in elementary school. She is now in her last year of college cheering for her school's sports teams. She plans to be a professional cheerleader for the Lakers team. That was her dream. Her parents wanted her to do something more normal, like becoming a nurse or working at a law firm. Kelly ignored her parents. Kelly and her teammates were cheering at their last basketball game. When Kelly stood on top of her teammate's shoulder, she fell down. Everyone was silent. Her teammates checked up on her and asked if she was okay. Kelly had to be taken to the hospital. Her leg was permanently injured. "Can I ever be a professional cheerleader?" she asked. "I'm afraid you cannot," the doctor said. Kelly felt that life was unfair. Kelly was scared for her future. All of her friends already knew what they wanted to do after college. Kelly had to change her plans. She already cancelled her audition with the Lakers cheerleaders. Kelly thought about what she wanted to do for a career. She still wanted to do something related to cheer. After some thinking, Kelly wanted to be a coach for high school cheerleaders. Class enrollment times. In college, everyone has different class enrollment times. Some people have early times and some people have late times. The more classes you have taken, the earlier your registration time is. That is why seniors have early registration times. All student athletes, students on scholarships, and low-income students have early registration times. A lot of students complain about their registration times. Having a late registration time means not getting the classes you want. Not getting the classes you want means not being able to graduate on time. This is a big problem in public schools. Every semester, there are a ton of students who line up to complain about their registration times. Academic counselors tell the students the same thing every time: we can't do anything about it. Parents complain about it, too. The academic counselors tell them the same thing. One of the parents who complained was a lawyer. She tried to sue the school. It did not work. Students also protested that athletes should not have earlier registration times. The academic counselors say, "We don't make up the rules." Vegetarian family. Myron was a meat lover and Nick was a veggie lover. Not only is Nick a veggie lover, but he is a vegetarian. It makes things hard for Myron and Nick's parents to prepare meals for them. The parents liked meat, but when they make something like chicken, they have to prepare something different for Nick. It was extra work. The family was recently invited to a friend's barbecue party. Nick didn't want to go, because he knew that everyone would ask why he wasn't eating meat. "Honey, just come. There will be mashed potatoes and corn," his mom said. "I know, Mom, but I just don't want to explain to everyone why I'm a vegetarian," Nick said. "Everyone there wants to see how you're doing," his mom said. "You know what, Nick? Why don't we all become vegetarians for this whole month? We can all explain together why we're vegetarians. It'll be healthier for us, too," his dad said. Nick appreciated his dad's suggestion. "That's too hard for me," Myron said. "Well, Myron, it would be good if you laid off the meat for a while," Nick said. The boys and their parents went to the barbecue party and didn't eat meat. They felt surprisingly good. A yes man. Paul tried hard to please everyone and had a hard time saying no to anything. When people asked him to do exciting things, Paul said yes, so people would think he's a fun guy. He also said yes to exciting things because he thought life was too short not to try new things. When people asked him to do favors for them, Paul said yes because he wanted people to like him. His agreement to everything was a big problem when he was busy with homework, chores, or any other personal commitments. One time he had a test that was worth 50% of his final grade, and the day before it, he decided to go skydiving with his neighbor. Skydiving took about 5 hours, and Paul couldn't get home until 11 p.m. By then he was tired and found it hard to focus on studying. Another time Paul's friend asked if he could turn in her paper for her at 3 p.m. Paul had to be at his soccer game at 3:10 p.m. Any other person would have said no, but not Paul. Paul turned in the paper for his friend, ran to the gym to change, and then arrived at the soccer game 10 minutes late. The one who stayed behind. Darcy was in her 6th year of college. Most people go to college for 4 years and then graduate. Darcy was different. She did not plan well. In her first year, she was so excited to be away from her parents. She went out late every night. She drank too much alcohol. She made friends with the bad crowd. She skipped her classes. She had to retake a lot of classes. In her second year, Darcy started to get her act together. She stopped going out so late. She became friends with people who studied. She went to class and studied. However, Darcy wanted to change her major from chemistry to political science. The chemistry classes she took were useless now. She had to take political science classes she should have taken in her first year. In her third year, Darcy took more classes than the average student. It was very stressful. She was in class from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. She felt like she could not think in any of her classes. She was not getting much sleep. She talked to a guidance counselor, who told her that she should drop 2 classes. The counselor also said that it was better to get good grades and stay longer in college than to get bad grades and graduate on time. Darcy dropped 2 classes and had to stay in college for 2 extra years.